Captain's Log, Stardate 60384.8. We've been recalled to the Narendra Station, where Admiral Hebert and General Kargan have called my senior staff and I for a major scientific briefing. The fact that the other captains and staff assigned to the Expanse are here too doesn't bode well. I suspect someone has figured out how to put together some of the puzzle pieces we found over the last several months. I'm deeply curious to see what the picture looks like, though I admit to a certain level of dreadful anticipation as well.
After a scientific briefing, all the ships assigned to Narendra Station are sent to the Candidate 3 system, which seems to be artificially constructed. Unfortunately, they are not the first ones there. They will have to race to discover the secrets of the Shackleton Expanse while the enemies of the Federation are doing the same thing. They will encounter an alien being, seemingly from beyond time, and while there may be some answers, they will also raise more questions. Can the crew survive, keep their fleet intact, and gain the answers the Federation and the Klingon Empire need? Find out in the Assessor's Gambit, only on the Top Hats Off channel.
Hello everybody, welcome.
Hello!
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
How is everybody doing? Real quick.
Good.
I hear some people aren't doing so great.
I'm tired.
Surviving the horrors.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just about.
I always forget coming into this weekly game, right?
Mhm.
That I'm in with my friends and I play frequently. I always forget how many of us are veterans until we get talking right before we go live.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we have to stop telling stories because they're not appropriate and would
I know.
stream something.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Let's do our intros. We're gonna go. We're actually gonna go from the bottom, and then we're gonna go counterclockwise, starting with Craig. We're gonna mix it up today. So, Thierry, introduce yourself. Who
Yes.
you playing? Who's you?
I am me, and I'm playing Petty Officer Billy, the astronavigator / Helms whale of
There we
the
go.
USS Kongji. And yeah, she's a white beluga whale, and she is the only non-commissioned officer of the team, which means she is very low on the totem pole.
Well, I mean, to some degree, although you know how it is with higher ranking NCOs and JOs. Like, it's like, yeah, technically that first lieutenant or second lieutenant or like ensign or whatever might outrank the first class or the chief or something. But like,
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yes,
We all
sir.
know
I'm
that.
totally aware that you are a clueless asshole, sir.
Right.
Yeah. Miles O'Brien was never made an officer, but Starfleet could not have functioned without him.
That's why he has been declared the most important person in Starfleet history. That's canon.
Fact.
All right, Craig.
Hello, I'm Craig McNeil. I run the YouTube channel FTFE, where I debunk stupid things like flat Earth and people not thinking that evolution is real or that we didn't go to the moon. They're dumb, and it hurts my brain. What also hurts my brain is passing out and smashing my face on the floor, which I did recently. So if I need to bring the stream to a little break, then Dapper has said that I'm allowed to say I need a break, and I'll run away for a little bit. During this stream, I play the ex-Borg Klingon, 7 of 12, Tactical Node 3, species 5008, who during the Battle of Wolf 359 was deborgified when he was captured by the ship that he tried to attack, and then went to the Academy and decided to help Starfleet instead of being a Borg Klingon asshole. Wait, no, he's still a Borg Klingon asshole.
Right. All right, Zerlon.
Oh, it's me. I'm Zerlon. It is currently 112 here, so yeah, there's that.
Why is it
Fahrenheit, I hope.
spicy?
Fahrenheit, yes, in Fahrenheit.
Okay. 'cause if it
although
was
112
Celsius, ooh.
I mean, it's 112 is bad in any of the scales, but in Celsius or Kelvin, that's really not good.
Yeah,
No,
12 Kelvin would also be pretty bad. I agree.
Yeah, that would be bad. Fahrenheit's the only one of those you can survive, and that's still not pleasant. On this channel, I am playing Dr. Hobnall, the ship's doctor, who is definitely completely normal, has the right number of face holes, and he is still working on getting Starfleet to approve mandatory face hole surgery for all other members.
All right. I am Dapper Dinosaur. I am normally on camera in my human suit. I am not today because yesterday I slightly injured an eye, and for some reason, my eye has decided to just be ugly and red for the next 13, 14 hours or something. I don't know why. It just is. So rather than subject you all to that, I'm just not going to show you that. So
why don't you just put on one of your spare human suits? I thought we gave you an extra one.
It shrank in the wash.
Oh, for God's sake. We told you no higher than 40.
I know, but sometimes you got to get the stains out.
Yeah,
They're
but
expensive.
40 Celsius or 40 Fahrenheit?
Well, that's the question.
Hey, if you go negative, then it doesn't matter. So
but
I am.
It also doesn't get cleaned.
Well, okay, it gets frozen. I am the GM today. I will be playing basically everyone who isn't a main character or a supporting character. So I will be enemy NPCs. I will be Starfleet NPCs. Maybe even some Klingon NPCs. Also, I just want to say thank you to It's a Rubik's who just joined the channel at the ensign level. Thank you very much.
Rubik's,
And
yes, I'll be seeing Rubik's in a couple of months when she kidnaps me and takes me to her place to live for a few days.
Nice.
all right. And Metageeky Platypus Librarian for $2 says, all that giving Sal the evil eye yesterday. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
The stink eye.
Poor Sal. Poor Sal. I guess we could actually ask here. Hey, does anyone here's grandmother have
Oh my God.
20 or more children that she had in order to get to having grandkids, and only one of them managed to reproduce at all? Anyone here like
No.
that?
Ooh,
No,
that's actually
no.
almost that almost applies to my grandma. Not quite, but
Oh,
almost.
close. Oh, but
Ooh.
does she have more than one grandchild?
Yes, that's where she fails
Nope. There. Yep.
Yeah.
There's like 26 of us, so.
All right. So in case Sal ever watches this, hey Sal, you're still a fucking idiot. Chesh.
Me? Hi.
You skipped me.
No, we didn't, because I said counterclockwise.
Yeah.
In my
Oh
organization.
wait, no, counterclockwise. That would in fact not be Chesh next, but it still wouldn't be Maddie. It would be Jordan.
What are you doing? You guys are gonna.
Well,
the
too
top.
bad. I'm in charge now. Hi, I'm Chesh.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I do the production. I also do a percentage of the art assets. If you get to be a member and we draw basically your name from a hat, you get to be a character in the game. And if you get activated 3 times, you get character art, which you have to talk to me for. Sucks to be you. I do dumb things on my own channel, and I do educational, debatey, conversation-y type stuff and politics over on Debate Hub, which Dapper is on sometimes, and Craig's been on sometimes, and Jordan's been on sometimes, and Maddie's coming on next month. So come and join us and hang out for that. It's Debate Hub official. I'm playing the captain. I'm a cat lady. Meow.
All true. Maddie, go ahead.
Hi team, I'm Maddie. You can find me on the internet at Science Side Up, where I do pseudoscience debunking stuff, or you can find me over on OK Roll, where I do TTRPG reviews and actual plays. And today I am playing Lieutenant Commander Gloriana Dulas, your Chief of Engineering and a very proper lady.
Who hopefully
And
won't get
now is
anyone
in
killed this
charge
time.
of the ship's Pilates classes. The
Yes, in charge of the ship's
7 of
Pilates.
12 is attending every single one. He's now obsessed with Pilates.
All right,
Amazing.
Jordan.
I'm Jordan. I run the channel Reason to Doubt, where we talk about the Shroud of Turin and other things too.
No, you don't.
Next, I'll be talking about Oklo because Ron Matt did a video on that, and I take that as a personal offense.
Oh
So that's what
no.
I'll be doing next. And I also recently did a fundraising stream with Erica Gutsuck Gibbon, and this isn't related to anything, but we raised like $4,500 for science, which I think is just pretty cool.
I think it passed 5,000 ultimately.
Yeah, so we
Congratulations.
funded
Well done.
science.
Get him.
Anyways, here on this channel, I am Commander Va, the joined Trill executive officer, who was completely exonerated in her court-martial.
Dude,
Did no
true.
wrong.
That's true.
Best court episode ever.
Yeah.
I mean, Measure of a Man, though. I don't know. Measure
No.
of a Man is a really good
Measure
one.
of a Man, Commander Va. Right there.
Yeah.
Flip
There
that.
Yeah,
Well, I had more
Um,
sass.
that's
Legit.
true. So, by the way, I want to say everyone here who has a channel has their channel, or channels in some cases, linked in the description. So, if you want to see more from anyone here and you're not subscribed to them, please go down and check out all those channels. We've got Reason to
my
Doubt,
OnlyFans
Problem
there, yeah?
Queen Chesh. I don't have your OnlyFans, but we do have
Oh.
FTFE Official, Debate Hub Official, OK Roll, Cozy Cat Game, Science Side Up, and Dapper Dinosaur, all linked in the description. So please go check those out. We are, however, starting the episode. You guys, the Kongzi, as you might remember from the trailer, has been ordered back to Narendra Station because you are going to be going to a scientific briefing, although it's a little suspicious that basically the entire senior crew has been asked to attend a scientific briefing, including the chief of security, who normally wouldn't be at such things.
Oh,
No,
bugger.
it seems
He-
legit
hang on,
to me.
he hid thing.
So,
It's a secret HR meeting.
Cheat.
So there is, you get into the conference room, and it is like the largest auditorium on the station. And unlike most of the interior of the station, this seems to have been designed by someone from the Federation. Most of the interior of Narendra Station has been designed and built by Klingons, and it seems like it. A lot of green paint, a lot of just bare metal floors with paint on them, a lot of just exposed support columns here and there, just wherever they happen to be convenient for the structural. And no attention to like the aesthetics beyond the occasional place to hang a banner. But this room is very much Federation in aesthetic. It's got nice, regular, rounded, square view
Looks like the
screens.
inside of a
It's
iPod.
got- It's got comfy seats that are bucket shaped because Starfleet loves their bucket chairs.
What's our directive? Is it to not start a fight with our own people?
I will give you your directives after we finish scene 1, because until then, basically your directive is to figure out what the heck's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Lieutenant Matt, the Moose Broker, who's been a member for 7 months at the lieutenant level, thank you very much, Lieutenant, says there is only one explanation for this: Romulans. Well, I mean, in this campaign, the answer is not infrequently Romulans, so like you might be right about that. But yeah. As you gather together, you notice that standing at the center on the stage of the podium is Admiral Hebert, General Kargan, and some other human woman that you do not recognize. And she's dressed in a civilian attire. She's got sort of a tan jacket with a little maroon scarf over it. And she does not look like she is part of Starfleet or ever has been. She's got sort of a a vaguely
She's got a
eccentric
normie
scientist
vibe.
look. Well,
Yeah.
not quite normie. She's got a vaguely eccentric scientist vibe, like maybe your biology professor who was like in her early 60s and didn't really talk about much except biology.
Are there any mental vibes I'm getting? Like just those surface thoughts?
So, from most of the gathered attendees, who are roughly split between Klingon Defense Force personnel and
Okay.
Starfleet personnel, you're getting mostly a vague sense of like curiosity tinged with concern.
Okay.
But the two commanders of the station, Admiral Hebert and General Kargan, they seem significantly more concerned, but not yet alarmed.
Okay.
So as there's a lot of people, I'm just going to do my normal security thing and use my Borg scanning to just kind of quickly have a look around the room, make sure there's no bombs or anything that I can detect.
You do an ocular pat down?
Yeah, I'm doing exactly that.
Okay. Okay, Charlie. Well, your ocular pat down has failed to detect any particular bombs. However, all of the Klingon personnel are armed, but when are they ever not?
Yeah. So, but I'm not picking up anything unusual at all.
No. Jordan, what was that? Sorry.
I'm sitting next to Commander Duelis, and I'll lean over and point out the scarf that the human lady is wearing, and I'll say, Kelva would have loved that scarf. He was kind of a fashion aficionado.
I think it's beautiful. I've been petitioning Starfleet regulations to change so that we can include more accessories for years.
Well, if you just say it's a cultural, piece of cloth or clothing.
I am sitting
That would be
behind
like
my
regulations.
children in the auditorium, and I'm just tapping my
I've
foot.
been playing with that for like 10 years, and then someone called, and then I happened to work for a beta site.
I'm standing behind them. I just lean over and go, "Stop talking about a scarf. I'm missing Pilates for this."
At a certain point, General Kargan goes up to a podium and smashes the butt of a dagger onto it to make a loud clanging sound. It's all right. We're about to start. Everyone pay attention. And Admiral Hebert comes up behind him and says, yes, thank you, General. We are here to have a briefing from Dr. and I want to make sure I get this right, because it's a weird name. Sorry about that.
Definitely not Hognall. Definitely not Trigan.
No.
Does he say that?
No, it's Dr. Taliaferro, yes. And she is going to be talking to us about some of the things that we have uncovered here in the Shackleton Expanse that are of concern to everyone here. So, without further ado, Dr. Taliaferro, and she gestures with an open arm to her right, and that's pointing towards the rather eccentrically dressed woman, who then comes up to the podium and says, good morning. Wait, is it morning on board? I don't know what the local ship time is. And she looks and is like, oh, good afternoon, everybody. Although for most of you, it's actually morning according to Kong Z time because you didn't bother to change your clocks. She says, I'm here to talk about some of the archaeological finds that we've been encountering here in the Expanse, the Shackleton Expanse. And so she has a little clicker for like a slideshow. She clicks and all of the view screens come on. And on the bigger ones are various archaeological like artifacts and dig sites and things. But then the smaller ones all seem to be displaying probe data from 3 M-class planets that you're not familiar with. You haven't seen these before. At least you don't remember having seen them before. And it looks like it's a live feed directly from wherever those probes are. He says, all right, so ancient machinery found in the caverns of the dying planet Oregon 3, and then she clicks a button, and a planet you do recognize pops up. It is the planet that had the lemur-like Lormians that you helped evacuate. She says, so that has produced electromagnetic fields similar to those found on other planets and locations within the Shackleton Expanse. I want to thank the crew of the Kong Z for returning those sensor scans for us. And there's some approving nods as people glance around and figure out that's you. And yeah. Also, the ancient alien technology found in the caverns of Oregon 3 is sufficiently similar to technology found on other planets, including the Seku 6, and she clicks again, and there's another planet, and Alpha Tauri 2, and I and my staff are very confident that these are all the product of the same ancient alien species. And within the last week, deep space probes entering the Candidate 3 system have detected something unusual. And she clicks again, and then what used to be just the small screen probe telemetry pops onto like a split screen on the main big viewer. This system has 3 M-class planets in close proximity, which is unusual in itself. But further, 2 of the M-class planets, based on preliminary atmospheric scans and surface samples, have an isotopic ratio that is not characteristic of the other bodies in that star system, which we believe means that they originated in a different star system. So it's pretty clear that they are not native to the Candidate 3 system. And we don't currently have a theory as to how the planets could have possibly found their way into the system, especially in an orbit that does not seem like it's stable on amounts of time much more than 1 billion years. So, and also the third planet is another M-class planet. She clicks again. And it's a massive world, almost twice the diameter of Earth. And it's completely covered in ancient ruins. So she clicks again, and there's some close-in satellite images that have a lot of what looks like stone towers that are very tall in many cases. And there's metals detected, both exotic and known. And initial scans of the planet's surface are a bit scattershot due to significant levels of tetryon particles and electromagnetic disturbances, which just cover the planet. Our scientists aboard the Narendra Station believe that the metal content of the ruins match those found on other worlds, including Oregon 3. So we suspect that this is also a planetary outpost of that same ancient species. We think it was probably important to their civilization. Maybe it was a major trade hub, or even the capital of their government, or maybe if they were much more widespread than we think, maybe it might have been a regional capital. And I believe that a detailed survey of the Candidate 3 system is warranted. And then Admiral Hebert and General Kargan come up and they said, yes, Dr. Taliaferro is petitioning us to have a survey, but at this time, given the proximity of the Candidate 3 system to the Romulan Star Empire, in fact, it is the closest planetary system in the Expanse to the Romulan Star Empire, we are currently weighing our options in terms of a manned survey versus more unmanned probes, because we are not interested in starting an interstellar war over this system. But that being said, Dr. Taliaferro, if you could continue. And she says,
Can't
"Oh yes,
have a
thank
war
you."
in a star system if there's no star system.
That's true. That's true. So she comes back up and says, "Oh, sorry."
If the star system isn't inside the Empire, have the Romulans claimed the star system?
If they had, they might not have told anyone.
Well, and perhaps we could
They're
propose.
dicks like that.
Perhaps we could propose a sort of academic exchange. You know, this isn't necessarily a Starfleet operation. We're providing transport for a renowned archaeologist. This is all. We could perhaps reach out to one of the Romulan Empire's academic institutions. Shared discovery, shared credit, joint paper. That sounds good for the
Admiral
overall
Kargan
relation.
pops up and says,
I agree with the commander,
sorry,
but I think we should include a
who
list of
are-
our armaments.
Who are you? The engineer?
Hello. I'm Lieutenant Commander Gloriana Dulas.
Yeah, save it for the breakout session.
She just smiles broad, like really broad.
Okay.
She does the thing where, like, the more uncomfortable and angry she is, the bigger she smiles. And just
He covers up a microphone on the podium, not realizing he also has an attached lav mic, and says to the Admiral, "I don't trust humans who smile too much." And then the Admiral says, "I think she's a betazoid." And then he just says, "It's the same thing."
I want to do something
No,
really
it's really,
irresponsible and
really
unethical
not.
right now.
By the way,
Racist.
Ensign
Hand
Borg
comes out
Emporia
from
has-
behind you onto the shoulder.
Ensign
One
Borg
murder
Emporia has
mitten.
been a member for 8 months, and Lieutenant Matt the Moose Broker for $5 says, "Random Klingon lieutenant in the back of the room. Why don't we want war with the Romulans?" Well, so
Oh no, Dapper,
yes.
can I probe the mind of the Klingon that was rude to me, looking for his most embarrassing moment?
Well, you can't actually read his mind because he's not a telepath. So unfortunately,
I can't communicate, but I can read minds.
You can read surface thoughts. I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can't just
Read
deep.
surface thoughts, I can roll to read deeper thoughts. It's a whole
All right.
thing. It's a whole thing.
What's the role supposed to be that you have
It
to take?
says, okay, surface thoughts are just right there. It will require effort and a task to pick out the emotions of a specific individual of a crowd, to search a creature's mind for specific thoughts or memories, or to block out the minds of those nearby. Unwilling targets may resist with an opposed task.
All right. So let's give you a presence, and you can choose either command or medicine.
Okay.
And let's see what you get when you get that one.
Mm-hmm. Do
This
you
one
think
seems
perhaps
really important.
my
You
empathy
should.
focus counts?
What's up?
My empathy focus, would that count here?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
empathy.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let that count.
This seems really important. You should give him like 6 threat to
Probably
roll a
give him
bunch of dice.
6 threat.
Uh,
One
so
success.
that is a success.
Yeah.
And you reach in and you find a memory of the time back when he was a captain and he tried to land a bird of prey on a planet, not realizing that the area he was landing it in was actually a bog, and it had to get hauled out by civilian ships with tethers.
Amazing.
Aw.
I'm just going to hold on to that piece of information.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't very happy about
We're
it.
about to,
Yeah, this is the
20 minutes from
Klingon
now.
admiral of this station.
Yep, General
Okay.
Kargan.
General
yeah.
Kargan. Excuse me. Yeah,
Yep.
tell me about it.
All right. So Dr. Talafiero continues on, and she's actually been going on a little bit about this, like going into different artifacts, but I'm not going to sit here and give you a description of every single artifact. So, but then she says, so in conclusion, I believe that a technologically advanced species once called the Shackleton Expanse their home, and that they roam far and wide using technology beyond that of most living species in the modern galaxy. And we don't know where that species went, or why there are only ruins and discarded artifacts left of them. But me and my team are keen to continue investigating this mystery. And now we'll do the breakout session, so discuss amongst yourselves, and if you have any important insights, maybe you can get those to us. And so at this point, little circles start forming, and the Admiral and the General start talking to each other, and Dr. Talafiero still up on the stage. And yeah, various, especially science officers and whatnot, are chatting with each other. And it's still not entirely clear why it is that all the security officers and engineers and everyone are here.
Okay, well, I just walk up to the people that were just talking and just introduce myself. 7 of 12, Tactical Node 3, Security Officer, USS Kongzi. Can you please explain why all the security officers are here?
General Kargan turns and says, it's a strange name for a Klingon warrior. But then again, I suppose you are dressed in the uniform of Starfleet. They're here because some of these finds have posed security risks in the past. Being on Organ 3 yourself, I'm sure you recognize that there was very powerful technology there. And so we want to keep everyone who might have to deal with any of this as well informed as possible. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information about the tactical threat posed by these aliens or their ruins, but I suppose you'd rather know than not, right?
Yes. Is there any information that it would be handy to help put in place any kind of defense program?
Well, right now we don't have a security briefing specifically But if you'd like to, you could liaise with the security office on Narendra Station and consult with that, since you have personal experience.
Yes, General, I would very much like that, and thank you for your input.
Yeah, well, at any time.
And just so you know, my name is because I was Borg.
I can tell.
And I just turn and walk away. And
All right.
come back and literally I tell everyone exactly what's been told.
Yeah. I pull you to the side and tell you the story of the general's most embarrassing moment, so you also have that little piece of ammo in your back pocket if you want it.
A smile just creeps across my face, and my Borg implant on my eye just twinkles green for a second, then back to red.
Perfect.
Good of those boards to install different color LEDs.
Yeah, that it is storing the memory.
Because I was next to Duelist during the thing, I'll say, Commander, how do you know that specific piece of information?
Wait, well, how do you get to listen to? I said I pulled him aside.
Oh, you put him aside? I thought it was next to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. You can be. If you want
I'm only
to
saying it
you sure
I'm only saying because
can.
I was sitting next to you. But I don't really care.
Yeah.
Icarus says Klingon turn Borg turn Starfleet. What's next? Stay tuned, because what's next is actually going to be coming in a few episodes.
He's gonna become part of the Expanse race that we're trying to, the ancient race that we're trying to, or an alien's gonna come out of his chest.
Ooh.
I mean, I was just referring to our next addition to the cast, but okay, that too.
Yeah.
Well, there will definitely be some aliens coming out of some chests in the coming weeks, but not in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a new member that joins in season 2, right? In every Star Trek season.
Yeah.
There's always a new person that joins in season 2 that becomes part of the main cast that initially everyone hates.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if everyone.
Though.
Well, either way, Dr. Talafiero comes over and tries to gather up some Kong Z crew to say, thank you for all your work with this, because it really is, in large part because of you, that we have such detailed scans on the Organ 3 ruins, that really helped us piece all this together. So I just wanted to express my own personal thanks. And also, if you have any personal logs that have bits of information about the technology, and you wanted to send even just those bits, that would be appreciated, because your personal logs don't normally just get directly uploaded to our scientific database. And I'm not saying that any of you do, or to make special efforts to do that, but if you did, it really would be appreciated. And as she says that, you notice that, one, she's much more comfortable talking to a small group of people than talking in front of the entire auditorium. And also, she keeps glancing over at the probe data that's streaming in. And Josh McGee's for $5 says, but that's not what he said. He said liaise, which we all know means to bluff the crystal, probably.
I say to the doctor, Doctor, just so you're aware, we recently had a member of the crew get promoted and move on to another ship, Lieutenant Commander Broken Ship. They may have some information that you might find useful. I would suggest putting out a communique to see what you can find from them.
Oh, what ship did Broken Ship go to?
I've forgotten the name.
They
Archimedes.
went to the I have it written down.
Sorry.
The Archimedes, which is commanded by Captain Gomez.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I'll make sure. And then, as she's glancing back over, she says, "Oh, excuse me a second," and she rushes over to the display. And there's a wild surge of data that flashes across the screen, and static clouds up all the screens on the feed. And then the looming shadowy form of a Romulan Dideridex-class warbird decloaks and fires several bright green disruptor blasts towards the view screen. The telemetry scrolls and video feeds from several probes abruptly wink out, one after the other, leaving blank screens. Dr. Talafiero stares at the screens and then turns towards Admiral Hebert and General Kargan. Says, "Sirs, the Romulans, they wiped out our long-range probes in the Canada 3 system."
And then they claimed the system after all.
Our directives for this mission, in addition to the Prime Directive, are investigate the disappearance of the survey probes, avoid starting a war with the Romulans, obtain any additional data on alien technology and artifacts.
Well, I think I got the
I'm sorry,
first
I may have
one
misheard
covered.
you there. You said avoid starting a war with the Romulans?
Yes, you are a Starfleet crew. If this were a Klingon crew, I might have a different dictate for you.
So if we're gonna like investigate the
I'll
disappearance,
avoid
like
it.
what caused it, I think we
I
can
think we
solve that
know.
puzzle
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
we're done that already.
Yeah, investigate the disappearance. I think the Romulans blowed it up.
Or
Well,
check that one off the list.
At this point, General Kargan and Admiral Hebert say, all right, all civilians or non-security science and command officers out. The rest of you?
Non-science and command.
Yeah, so science and everyone who's science, not science or security or command, get out. So that means Billy leaves. That means that Hobnall leaves and Dulles leaves, and we're left with the captain, the XO, and our tactical officer, and probably Han Jopkins is still here because he was probably invited as the ranking science officer for now.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who would like to be Han Jopkins for this next scene?
Well, Billy could be. Zerodon could be. Sorry, because Billy's been chucked out.
Yeah, but
okay. So yeah, if you'd like to be, you can be Han Jopkins, named after, of course, one of our members, John Hopkins.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. All right, so
show that art for you
Which
guys,
that'll
so
mean
you can
that-
take a look at him.
Jopkins gets a buff.
Yes.
Oh, it
Bless
does.
you.
That's true. Let's see what he can get. Actually, I don't
If
think
we
I
were
have
gonna-
this card up for him.
If we're gonna power game this system, then we should use our crew support every game to
Yeah.
activate as many supporting characters as possible.
I
Can we give him
might
a new focus
start
of
limits on that.
Can we give him a new focus of like Romulan technology or something?
Well, he doesn't have a sixth focus, so you absolutely could add a focus.
Would anyone object to that, or would you rather a new attribute or something?
No, let's
I
give
would
him a
maybe say like phrases like alien technology.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like if we're calling, he's a science officer, right? And
Yeah.
so if the roles he's going to do are probably going to be related to investigating like things we can't figure out, whereas like if it were the engineering officer, like I think the Romulan specific thing would be more useful for them to like, you know, monkey with Romulan
Right,
tech,
yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe we just try and up one of the attributes, or what's his science at? Can we pop it up a bit?
Well, we could give him the focus of Tillicol technology, or like Tillicol
might be a thing. Yeah.
ruins or whatever.
I don't know. Can we even upgrade one of his attributes and disciplines anymore? I think he's already.
I think you already have both of those up by one.
Yeah.
Right. So we literally just need to figure out a good focus for him. Then I like the
How
Tillicol.
about-
Do you want to do
RPO technology.
that's
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
I
sounds
definitely didn't steal that term from 40K.
Ah.
good.
Oh, listen, that would have been a really useful focus in the last Strange New Worlds episode.
Oh my God! Sorry, Strange New World. Did you guys see the TARDIS?
Yeah,
didn't-
it was hiding in the wreckage.
Yeah.
What? That was actually the TARDIS, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
no doubting that.
But also, you do know that at the Battle of Wolf 359, no, sorry, the Battle of Sector 001, the Millennium Falcon was there.
Okay.
In Star Trek First Contact, yeah, the Millennium Falcon is on screen for a fair bit.
And the Doctor did say to his recent companion when they were they mentioned Star Trek, and the Doctor turned and went, "Yeah, we should visit them one day."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Maybe-
I would pick that
maybe they're connected.
crossover any day.
Maybe Star Trek is just an alternate timeline in the Doctor Who multiverse.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I'm just
several-
convinced Orville is just a different Star Trek timeline.
I
Yeah.
mean, it does feel a
Definitely, yeah.
lot more Star Trek-y than many of the Star Trek stuff that we've gotten recently. But anyway, so the Admiral and the General bring everyone together, and then specifically ask for Captain Tenelia, Captain Akul, and a Klingon officer steps out. You don't recognize this Klingon officer, but you haven't met him before, but actually you do kind of remember that name from reports from Narendra Station. He's the captain of the IKS Mupwit, which has replaced the Pei Clovage that someone allowed to be destroyed.
They were avenged, and they are now in Stovacor. So
I would like to
That's
point
true,
out
they
that
are in
I
Silvercross.
I probably did not stand up the whole time and was just sitting until I got called. Now I will stand up.
All right. You are going to need to take a look at all of the telemetry data, and we're sending you two to help with the investigation. The rest of the ships are going to currently be staying around here, and let's see. I just need to find something. Yes. So the Thunderchild and the Nahmach are going to be maintaining security here at Narendra Station in case this is a prelude to a large-scale invasion. And then Captain Akul says, "Good. I've been wanting to kill some Romulans." And the General Kargan says, "Right now, we're not going to be starting a war with the Romulans if we can avoid it. We have enough to
But
deal
I
with."
also like killing Romulans.
It's great that you enjoy killing Romulans. I'm not going to tell you to stop that. But right now, our goal isn't to start a war. However, if you have to kill some Romulans, I won't be angry about it. But only if you have to.
Only if I have to. I
Don't go killing
understand, sir.
extra Romulans.
If we're only bringing the Kong Z and a bird of prey, then I think it would be in our best interest to avoid a conflict because I'm not sure we'd win that.
It's a Cavort-class bird of prey. It's nearly
Yeah,
as
and the
big
Kong
as
Z's
Kong.
pretty badass as well, to be fair.
I will say this. The ship that you fought last episode is roughly the same power class as a Dederadex. So between you and another Cavort-class bird of prey, it wouldn't be a very great battle for everyone involved. You would certainly take losses, but chances are, if it's only one bird of prey, Warbling and Warbird, sorry, you could probably take it on between the two of you.
If there's only one.
Yep.
Why
Well,
did
yeah,
the
that's
Klingons and the Romulans
never
have to name their
only
ships
one.
birds?
So the answer to that is because the bird of prey in Star Trek IV, which is where that ship was introduced, was originally going to be a Romulan ship. And then they decided late in pre-production to switch the bad guys from Romulans to Klingons, but they had already built the bird of prey model, so they just repainted it.
Fair and reasonable.
Yep. That is the answer to that question. It's literally weird pre-production shenanigans.
I love all the weird pre-production shenanigans. The Nostromo in Aliens was originally yellow.
I'm glad they switched it to that dull gray.
Have you seen any of the original footage of it?
I have not. You should send me that, though.
I'll have to find it again. It's very yellow, and it looks like a cat loader, so I mean, it's an interesting industrial yellow, but no.
So for $5, we sent it. Matt the Moose Broker says, "Just got back to the computer, but fracking called it." Yep, you did.
Fracking.
All right. So here's what I would like to do. Whoever is, which I believe is Tiri, you're playing Han Jopkins, right?
Yes.
All right. I would like you to give me you're handed a pad with all sorts of science data that's been dumped from the presentation. And I would like you to give me a reason and science task as you all are dismissed and are heading towards back towards the Kongzi, or for the Klingons, back towards the Muvwit. This is going to be difficulty 2.
Does any of the focuses apply? Planetary survey, xenobiology, temporal mechanics, geology, exotic particles, or archaeotech?
Well, it's almost like we added archaeotech specifically for situations like this.
Yes.
Okay. Difficulty 2. Do we have momentum?
You do not.
He's got 12 threats.
Well-
It doesn't really matter if you give him any more.
Yeah,
Can we
I'll give you
can
one
anybody-
threat to roll at least 3 dice.
Can anybody
Okay.
assist?
No. This is just going to be Han Jopkins pouring through this. All right. Well, hey, you just
One
got 2
day.
points momentum.
One day I will find
so-
a way to get my delegation.
Oh, and
in
also,
there.
because you're headed back towards the ship, and this is a process that's going to take at least a few hours, the ship can also roll a computers and science check. And maybe we'll get another point of momentum.
Have you got that,
Nice.
Jordan?
All right. Hey, that's another point of momentum. So we should be up to 3. So.
It failed that check. Only the first die counts.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the integrity.
If the ship supports, then it can only use 1 die. Yeah.
All right.
But it's broken, so it rolls 2.
Yeah. All right. So you have figured out that the system itself is actually tightly packed with electromagnetic and gravitic eddies that permeate much of the Shackleton Expanse, but they're concentrated here. And there's no apparent source of these anomalies in system. They simply seem to be evenly distributed throughout the system. Let's see. If you would like to, you could spend a point of momentum on for additional information.
Yes.
Yeah, more information is always good.
All right. So you find out that the eddies in the system seem to exhibit properties that are similar to turbulent gas flow from various industrial machines. But you're not sure what kind of machine could possibly suffuse an entire star system with this kind of thing.
Sounds weird.
All right. So you guys are back on your ship. I'm going to switch you over to the bridge. Here we go. You're on the bridge.
Chip's there.
Chip, what are you doing here? Get back to your own ship.
Oh no, Chip is here. Oh, not anymore.
Ah.
All right. Bye,
You
Chip.
guys seen that shit?
Was that just? Was this someone in the gruel this morning?
It's a Chip ghost.
The ghost of
Do
Chip.
robots have ghosts? I guess if they
It's
have a high
actually not Chip. It's just another exocomp.
who just happens to look exactly like Chip
Has
down
the
to the
same-
graffiti.
Somebody
Yeah,
went
you
to
can't-
play
that's
a
racist.
prank
You
and
can't.
My name's
You saying all
actually
exocomps look
Gary.
the same?
Oh, racist. No, he
All
just
right.
flies away all sad. My name's Gary.
So
you do know now we have to activate an exocomp later, right? Named Gary.
I mean, we could. Yeah,
Yeah.
we absolutely could. All right, so this is a new scene. So if you want, you guys can be back to your main characters, or if someone wants, you could be, or I mean, if anyone wants, you could be supporting characters.
We are down to 1 momentum, yes?
No, you should be at 2 momentum. Oh wait, no, it should be 1. Yeah, because you spent 1. My bad.
I'm not crazy,
What's going to
you're
be needed
crazy.
more?
I'm a
security
professional.
officer or ship? What we needed more, security officer or ship's counselor?
I mean, that's up to you guys. But
Let's pull up the ship's counselor and try to get her killed because I have a new ship's counselor character idea that I really want to bring out.
I could get someone killed quite easy. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
this
can
is
just
sort of
invoke a person as a ship's counselor, and the other person got promoted. They don't have to die. Like,
Okay, cool.
There's too much Dungeons and Dragons brain going on.
No, I'll stick a 7 of 12 this time.
All right. Well, this is the opportunity for you to do any kind of planning, investigation, or anything like that before you actually get into the Candidate 3 system. You have about 11 hours between taking off from Narendra Station to the Candidate 3 system. You are not able to use your quantum slipstream drive because you're trying to keep the IKS Mupwit at like a simultaneous arrival. And if you show up there like, 7 or 8 hours before they do, then you'll be on your own in the system. So you are unfortunately hamstringed by the fact that a slower non-quantum slipstream drive equipped ship.
In Voyager, they extended their slipstream bubble around another ship.
Yes, but it was a much smaller ship than another scale 5 ship.
Yeah.
Okay, all
we
right.
also
all right.
probably don't want to stress our engines right before we go into combat because I'm expecting to go into combat.
I'm
Yeah.
still trying to get everybody on board with my let's make this a joint 3-organization academic enterprise. I'm still pushing really hard for a diplomatic outreach to the Romulan Empire.
All right, I'm
I'm just
gonna
wondering where he
take.
put the missiles.
I'm gonna take the opportunity, and because one of my values is the crew input holds great value, so I'm gonna go around the table and get everybody.
And one of my values is diplomacy, the first and last defense.
I want to say it real quick. Lieutenant Matt the Moose Broker for $2 says, I propose an exocomp xenosexologist.
Just what we need in the combat situation.
So you just want an exocop version of Tregan?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Except it runs its own version of OnlyFans internal to its own hardware. That's where the server is.
Is there a Klingon archaeologist on the Klingon ship?
You don't know.
I would like to try to find that
The
out.
thing is,
Dulas gets up and runs
just so you
out
know,
of the room.
Klingons don't really have archaeology as such because they're such a warring race. Nothing gets left over. Everything is destroyed, so there's nothing to dig up and check for.
I want to say that Craig, the Klingon version of the Epic of Gilgamesh was in fact discovered by a Klingon archaeologist.
All right then.
Yeah. No, I
And
don't get
have
a
a copy
table
of it
right
on my
away.
bookshelf. I could get it and read from it if I wanted to.
But again, I want to pitch like a non-military, non-big organization. That's my pitch. That's my pitch.
So your
Star Trek's
pitch
not
is where
military,
you
or
want
is
to
it?
arrive. You want to hail the Romulans and ask them if they have an archaeologist on board.
No, what I want to do is reach out to a Romulan university and discuss
Okay.
with them a joint archaeological venture.
I think you should write this proposal down and provide it before we leave, because it won't
Romulan
be us
Center of
doing
Higher
the reach-
Backstabbing.
I don't
Okay.
think it's a bad. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't think that's what we're going to be doing today.
Okay. I write my pitch.
All right,
Okay.
going around the table.
Anyone else have any input? Yeah.
Va, thoughts?
I think that we should bring extra quantum torpedoes. I think we should
I
spend
second that.
we should spend the 12 hours drilling the crew on combat drills, particularly going from yellow alert to red alert, because I suggest that we be in yellow alert the entire time we're in this system.
Noted.
The more people that know how to change the bulb, the better.
And I don't know if engineering can do anything to optimize our sensors to counter Romulan technology, but if that can be done, that would be useful.
12, do you have anything to add to that?
I agree. I think making sure that combat readiness is one of the most important things on this mission.
Hobno?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
This is definitely going to be going into the unknown. I'm going to make sure sickbay is completely stocked and at the ready. Let me know as soon as we have anything come up. I'm going to need to be preemptively changing things, I think, here.
Zumi Tomatoes for $2 says, I suggest bring extra tri-cobalt torpedoes.
Also, I'm not changing the bulb again. I have to touch that with my hands, and I can taste every single person that's ever touched that bulb.
Are we able to do any upgrades to the ship while we're here? Is there anything we could do to maybe upgrade the weapon systems, upgrade the shield systems?
In less than 11 hours?
Not 12 hours now.
We've got the best engineer in the fleet.
Here's my little pitch. Here's my little pitch, Dapper, for like what engineering can be doing in this time. Okay. I have a talent of maintenance specialist, right? Which reduces the difficulty and the time required to conduct maintenance when I do a roll for that. And so my thought is like I want to have engineering go through and just like make sure everything is running at peak efficiency right before we run in. And I know that's kind of maybe a default assumption for the ship stats in the game, but could like if I like succeed on some sort of like maintenance task here, could we maybe have like a default, like a one success to spend later on a like, did our shields or weapons or sensors work right?
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
If you can pass a difficulty 2 control and engineering check, which can be assisted by the ship's let's see, what do I want to do? Structure and engineering.
Okay.
I will say that the difficulty of the first repair check that you need to make will be 0.
Amazing.
Don't worry, because the ship already got a 2.
Well, Commander Abdullah still needs to get at least 1 success, though, because otherwise the assist doesn't help.
Okay,
Well,
and can I
don't do it.
actually use that talent to reduce the difficulty by 1?
I have already taken that into account.
Perfect. Okay.
Because I wouldn't normally make it as easy as difficulty 2 to get that good of a benefit.
Okay.
Huzzah!
There you
Huzzah.
go. You gained a point of momentum, and yes, do keep in mind that if there is a repair check during this episode, the first repair check that you need to make will be difficulty 0.
Thank you.
And a momentum from it. Good shit. Are you
Yeah.
Billy? Are you Billy right now, or are you Han Jopkins?
Yeah,
You Billy?
nah, unless we need him for something, but
This
I
is very
think we are gonna be flying first.
Okay.
Okay. Nazumi Zumi Tomato for $5 says, not to be confused with tri-cobalt torpedoes, which are just 3 kobolds in a torpedo.
In a trench coat.
That could also be effective, depending on the goal.
That could work. That could work.
I said
just
Star Trek
imagining-
needs more boarding torpedoes.
I'm just imagining a Gith ship being like fucking hit by some like orcs that shoved fucking kobolds inside of torpedoes and launched them.
Chesh,
Yeah.
do you know what the shock attack gun from 40K is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It literally teleports goblins inside of people
I
that
like
then
how you
claw their
asked
way
if I
out.
knew what it was, and then I said yes, and then you explained it to me anyway.
Well, I wanted to explain it to the audience. The audience doesn't
Yes.
know.
Do you know this? Yes. Anyway.
Also, Jesh needs more mansplaining in her life.
Oh my
We all know
god.
that.
I'm explaining to
Just
the
so you
audience.
know, mansplaining is when a man lets a woman know how things actually are because they're a bit dumb and don't understand it. Just so you know, okay?
Have,
and
have
remember,
you
there are
seen that
100
video?
levels
I'll
in
send it to you
Mario.
later.
Just remember, 100 levels in Mario, and you never find the princess ever.
All right, so the reason I was asking is because one, I need your opinion, Billy, on what you think about the situation, what we're going into. Start with that.
I don't trust the Romulans to not shoot at us from being cloaked and shit.
Right.
So
we're expecting high alert as soon as we arrive.
Don't worry, I am ready to go to red alert as soon as we need to.
And the other reason I was asking is because I think it might be a good idea to have, if there is any kind of interference or any kind of problems with this technology that we're not familiar with that might interfere with our combat or might interfere with anything going on, we need to be aware of or prepared for anything like that, or if there's any prior notes to this technology. I know this technology so far has been on a need-to-know basis as we've sort of been discovering it, but now I think it's probably valid for us to be at a need-to-know basis, and he's the one who's got the PDF. So I want to get him to go through the PDF and look for any historical data that might be useful to us going into a combat scenario or going into getting too close to this technology.
I'm not sure how I feel about the implication that Adobe still exists here in like the end of the 20th century.
It would.
I
It
hate
absolutely would.
that.
I'm
One of
not
my
sorry.
least favorite software companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their stuff works.
Yeah,
And
it does.
I'm gonna send Craig.
And their customer service is fucking amazing.
Yeah, well,
I'm
because
sorry.
you pay through the fucking nose for it.
I'm gonna send.
Yeah, I know, but you pay for those for a lot of stuff. But I have genuinely never had such good customer service. Any problem with any Adobe thing, instantly they just fix it. It's brilliant.
All right, so if there's nothing else, we're going to skip ahead to coming out of warp. Do note that Commander Duelis, that check that you did was a task that actually took like
That took
8
the
or 9
whole
hours.
time.
That was a day worth of work right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So since I'm not hearing anything else, you drop out of warp near the edge of the system, and you get a hail from Captain Akul.
On
He
screen.
says, Kongzi, this is Captain Akul of the IKS Mupwit. My plan is to cloak and start scouting out the system. Any objections?
No objections. We'll stay as nearby as we possibly can.
All right, you won't be able to do any narrow beam communications with us, so if you need to hail us, you'll have to do so on an open frequency until we decloak.
All right, we'll try to keep.
Try not to transmit anything too tactical over that.
Yeah, we'll try not to transmit too much of anything as possible to not give away your position.
All right. If we see any Romulans, I'll try not to fire at them, but I make no promises.
Appreciated.
Akul out, and it closes down. So I do have a question. I forgot to do this
What was it?
earlier, but Dr. Talafiero asked if she could accompany you on the Kong Z. Did you let her come with you?
I'm gonna allow it, but I want an insight check.
Okay, well that's technically not a thing, but here's what I will let you do. It looks like you're probably trying to do something like presence and security to see if she's like suspicious.
I'm already think she's suspicious. The way she was eyeballing that screen and then the thing attacked, I'm already suspicious.
All right. Presence and security, go.
Okay. Does my disarming nature or my cold reading apply?
Cold reading applies.
Okay. So I have a talent for cold reading, which means I have to succeed at the task. We get bonus momentum. Yay.
Okay.
All right. And do I get does my diplomacy focus work?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's, you said presence and security, right?
Mhm.
This is 2.
Yes, it's 2 dice unless you want to buy more.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right. So
Gosh, learn the system she's been playing for years. Difficulty challenge impossible.
I can't do it. I'm too stupid.
So as near as you can tell, you don't. Sure, Dr. Talafiero is a bit weird, and she seems to be a nervous wreck most of the time.
Mhm.
However, there doesn't seem to be any obvious evidence that she is nefarious or knows more than she's letting on, beyond just, being a smart person who probably hasn't explained literally everything.
Okay, I also get the bonus momentum, but it needs to be used on obtain information momentum spend about this individual, so...
What question would you like to ask about her? And if it's something you probably couldn't know, I'll say that and you can ask a different one.
Can I ask why she seemed so concerned about the probes in particular?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of those electromagnetic and gravimetric disturbances in the system. And so she was worried that they might do weird things like just kind of shut down. She does seem like she was surprised by Romulans being the thing that caused them to shut down.
Okay, so she just seems to have like a little bit of a nervous nature about her in the first place. Okay,
Yeah. That's why she was doing a lot of like stuttering and repeating herself and double checking things during the
Yeah.
presentation.
Okay.
She's not the most confident person. She's
Okay.
probably very smart, but
Right.
she's
Then-
got a little bit of a Barclay syndrome going on where she's just like,
Yeah.
she's great at what she does, but doesn't want to have to do it with people because people are
like
scary.
the eye contact.
People
Okay,
suck.
okay, so I have 2 things then. I will absolutely allow her on the ship. She can come with us.
Mhm.
I will allow and have John Hopkins hanging out with her and reviewing the data, specifically the
Okay.
data that I asked them to look through as extra on the side, if possible.
I would suggest to the captain that we have a crew member, a security crew member, someone junior, escort the doctor. Not because I'm suspicious of her, because I'm not, but because this is an untrained civilian that we're bringing into what I expect to be combat.
Yes.
And I don't want her getting in the way.
I absolutely agree with this.
Okay. So, let's see. So she suggests to the captain, Captain, we might want to set course for the 3rd of the M-class planets. It's the big one that's covered in ruins. I suspect that if the Romulans are interested in this ancient civilization like we are, that might be where they've focused their attention, since we know it's covered in ruins, and we don't know that about the other 2 M-class planets.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good starting point.
All right. Lieutenant Matt, the Moose Broker, for $5 says, did we remember to bring the shoulder pad-seeking torpedoes?
Yeah, those only kill
The target
Romulans.
squares.
Oh, by the way, Craig, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I did
Okay.
zone out for a little bit there, but I don't think I missed anything.
Oh. All right. So let's see. As you set course, the navigation sensors show a lot of different hazards. And I am, in fact, going to spend 4 points of threat, bringing me down to 9, to create an intensity 2 hazard called Let's see.
Well,
No, we're just going to call it navigational hazards. So any task using the sensors is going to have its difficulty increased by 2 while you are in this system, unless you spend momentum. It costs 2 momentum to reduce this intensity by 1, which would then increase sensor tasks by only 1. Or you could pay 4 momentum total to get it down to 0. You don't have to pay those all at once. But while you're in this system, any tasks while these traits are in place with the ship's sensors do have that difficulty increased by 2. So there you go.
I think so. We only have 2 momentum, and it wouldn't make sense to give him threat for the thing he just spent threat for. I think it might make sense to spend the 2 momentum to drop it by that, because the difficulty being higher will make it harder to generate momentum later.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. It is also going to be a pretty difficult daring and con check to safely navigate to the planet, but that doesn't require sensors. So you might want to wait until after that, just from a...
Can we spend the momentum at any time to reduce it?
Yeah, it's whenever you have momentum and you just happen to want to do that. And basically what that would reflect is just naturally the system happens to be calming down for now, because it's not always exactly the same. It's sort of like storms and whatnot, right? Like you might be in a stormy place, but it's not going to be constantly full intensity storm unless you're on that one weird lake in South America where there's just like 24/7 thunderstorms.
Or you're in pandemonium.
Well, yeah, or you're in pandemonium, but this
What a
is
great
D&D.
game that was.
I think she means the plane.
Yes.
I don't care. I want to play the game Pandemonium.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So
Also-
navigator. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I just wanted to say there's also the chart hazard option, which we could do if we want to make it easier.
What would that involve?
Chart hazard is a task. The navigator using navigational sensors marks hazards in the vicinity of the vessel. The reason plus con task assisted by the ship's sensors and con against a difficulty of 3. And if successful, nominate a hazard or other dangerous phenomenon, and the difficulty of any task to avoid that hazard is reduced by 2.
All right. Well, this would make it a difficulty 5 check because of the aforementioned navigational hazards.
Okay. Yeah, that
So you wanna
would
give
be
it a
pretty
go?
hard.
I mean, if you fail, nothing bad happens unless you get a complication.
That is true.
Try it.
And it
Go
could
for
be
it.
assisted by the ship. Yeah, I mean, I think you have a focus that could apply, don't you?
Yeah, I would try it. I have a focus that should work. Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
What's the focus? Technically, you have to let me know so
I
I can
have-
say yes.
Astronavigation, I have helm or helm operations.
Either of those
I
would
think
work. So yeah,
this
it works.
would be- yeah.
All right, yeah, take the check, and it's assisted by the ship's what was it? Sensors and con.
It's
All right.
reason plus con with sensors and con. Yeah,
All
The
right.
ship helped by 1.
Good shit.
that is good to do.
We got 2.
Yeah,
Well-
it's not 5.
It's
Oh,
okay.
well.
It was worth a shot.
It was a long shot, but yeah, let me get that difficulty 3, daring and con, which can be assisted by the ships. Let's see, engines and con.
Ship helped with 1.
Okay, daring and con, I'm much better at.
Hey.
All right, hey, you guys gained a point of momentum, and you managed to safely navigate your way there. So, which is good because hey, if you hadn't, remember that time that I said that the next repair check would be difficulty 0?
Yeah.
Well, that could have been just now, so you should be
no.
glad.
Not again.
Hey, we could have
I'm
generated some
much more
momentum.
daring than reasonable, so
I'm still never gonna get
Um,
over the teleporter debacle.
So, even at a distance, the third M-class planet in the system seemingly fills the view screen. Easily twice the diameter of Earth, its surface glimmers dully in the sunlight. Every meter of the surface of the planet's surface seems to be covered in ancient stone ruins and spires, even visible from a distance of thousands of kilometers. Unusual pulses of energy trip the sensors at irregular intervals, and you can see. And you can almost see the swirling pockets of tetrons and gravitons between the ship and the planet.
Well,
Wow.
that's not good. Wait. Gravitons are real?
In Star Trek, they are. That's how the
you
grappling
see
works.
them?
Well, it's metaphorical.
Oh.
So it's metaphorical gravitons.
It's interesting that there's tetryon radiation since that normally is in subspace.
Mm.
It is, and you know what? That is a really good point. And I am going to say, you can either keep or give to any other player 1 point of determination for coming up with that obscure bit of Trek lore.
Yay!
I'll keep it. I'm
Okay.
selfish like that.
Yeah. Look, I'm impressed. So good job. All right. Beside you, the IKS Mupwit decloaks and says, "If the Romulans are still here, they're cloaked." Well, cool.
Yeah.
Hails to say that.
I like the idea that he just said it, and I just knew what he said.
Yeah, the second connection.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Obviously, he had to decloak because he's using flag code.
So he's still on the line and says, "So what's the plan?"
Well, we're here. We may as well investigate these ruins.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea. If the Romulans are still there, I'll bet they have a landing party we could kill.
That's probably true. Let's check it out.
All right. So this is going to be a new scene, so we're going to reduce that momentum by 1. So the first question is, would you like to beam down, which will require a control engineering task, or would you like to fly down, which will also require a task, but this one will be a daring and con task. And I will let you know right now, the beam down is going to be an easier task to complete, but it's also possible that on the surface...
good at control engineering.
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to convince me.
Stolas
is trying to convince the captain. Like, we should beam. Like,
maybe we should do something bold and decisive, like beam down the shuttle.
Hey.
Use the cargo transporter.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't envy the idea of flying in a runabout while there's a Klingon warbird nearby. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's beam down.
It feels dangerous.
Is anybody not going?
If there's... Sorry, I was going to say if there's people to be clobbered.
I would take John Hon Jopkins instead of Billy because that
makes sense.
Doesn't really make sense to take the whale down to a planet if you're not flying.
And we did give Jopkins a specific focus for this.
Focus to help.
It'd be really funny to go
yeah.
down to check it out without him.
That would be actually.
You stay here and fly the ship. Billy, let's go lick some archaeology.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think everybody's going.
We will let that be that plan. So then what I will say is, Dulles, give me a difficulty 2 control and engineering task. Do keep in mind you have 2 momentum and I have 9 threat.
Okay, I would like to spend the difficulties 2. I would like to spend a momentum should be fine. I have a 15 in this.
And the ship help?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing an option for the ship helping, so right now, I guess not.
I swear to God, if we get another fucking clone, I'm just gonna shoot it right away.
No, if we get a clone of Va, they are very useful in a tactical situation. We should keep them.
It's true.
Just keep making more Vaz. We're just gonna have an army of Vaz.
But what if we all get merged into one person?
Technically an army of Malkas, since Va was the thing that did.
Right.
Okay.
Clone.
Let's go.
We
do
should
it.
make more VAR clones and then 2-Vix them.
Amazing. I have a focus in transporters. Look at me.
Look at that. You got this.
Yay.
Unlike last time, maybe?
I swear to
3
God.
Yeah.
There
Hey,
you
look at
go.
that.
Awesome.
I got that point of momentum back. Okay, so what happened, if you guys want to know what happened last time, the reason we had that whole incident was because Maddie didn't know what the complication range on my bar meant.
Uh-oh.
And I had accidentally clicked it up to like 5. And so we got a complication when we should not have.
I'm happy with letting it be what happened. As far as I'm
So am I.
concerned, you rolled a 20. For
Yeah.
$2, Lieutenant Matt, the Moose Broker, says, "Kamikaze first officer." All right, so
It's three Malkas in a torpedo.
all right, so let me get the transporter.
Excuse me.
All right, and you beam down, and oh wait, did you take Dr. Talafiero with you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Presumably.
Okay.
Probably should.
All right. So, you beam down onto the surface, and crumbled buildings and damaged spires are visible in all directions, as are piles of stone, rubble, and assorted ancient detritus. One common element visible in all the walls, spires, and ground slabs are grooves cut into the stone at either straight lines or at precise angles. Glyphs of an unknown language are carved within the walls and spires as well, similar to the glyphs found on other ancient sites discovered in recent months. A light wind kicks up whirls of dust here and there, and the entire area is blanketed in the strange silence of a long abandoned city. There are no animal noises and no apparent sounds of machinery, aside from the gentle chirping of your tricorders. Your
Speaking
initial
of
scans
tricorders?
show no life signs in any of the buildings. But if you do want more, you can do a reason and science task of difficulty
Do I
2.
get any
see.
surface thoughts?
You don't detect any surface thoughts that are in your
That's not
immediate
us.
vicinity.
Okay.
But I do want to
I do-
point out that Romulans usually undergo training to be able to be hard to detect for telepaths and empaths.
Okay.
So if there are Romulans, you might not detect them if they're far enough away.
I'm just gonna give the area a good scan with my Borgie tricorder thing.
All right,
Yeah,
give me
jump
reason
is
and,
1.
Give you what? Sorry.
reason and science.
Reason and science.
Anyone can do that, by the way. You all have tricorders. Everyone has a tricorder.
Yeah, Hon
Oh.
Jopkins has one success.
Reason, science.
Oh, hey, look at that, Dr. Hobnall.
Yeah.
And Hobnall
And
also wants to
Gloriana Dulles.
specifically keep a sensor out for anything that might
Everyone's
be
scan.
harmful. There's ruins here, and societies never fall when things are great. So he wants to make sure there's no like harmful microbes or bacterias or viruses or some weird things here.
All right, well, 2 people have succeeded, and 1 person gained a point of momentum, that being, of course, Lieutenant Commander Gloriana Dulles. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. Let's see. So the larger structures, one of the larger structures that you can see sort of peeking up above some of the buildings over to the northeast seems to be the location where these pulses of energy are going to concentrate. It seems like they're coming from all around this area and pulsing towards that central point. It's possible, although you don't have enough detailed scans to tell for certain, that it's actually these pulses of energy are coming from the entire planet, and it might be that like they're starting out at like the antipode of this location, pulsing around the entire planet to collect there.
Okay.
Neat.
We should go there. Though I am going to ask Dr. Taliaferro. I'm going to task. It's just the main cast here now, and Hobnall, right? I'm going to task. I'm going to tell the civilian doctor to stick with Han Jopkins, and like wherever he goes, you go, because I don't want the civilian wandering on her own.
Okay.
I'm also gonna ask.
Thank you, Commander.
I'm also gonna ask her briefly about the language that we're looking at.
Well, it looks like it's the same language that we've seen on places like Oregon 3, and that are even in some of the older Starfleet records from the 23rd century. But we don't have a great handle on it. It's been hard to parse for our universal translators. It looks like it's a very unusual language. This isn't the first time that the Federation has run into languages that have been hard for the universal translator. We still don't have good translation matrices for Tamarian language, for example.
Yeah. All right. Not a problem. Let's formation
Is that the ones
up
that
and-
speak with stories?
Yeah, Shaka when the walls fell.
Are there Klingons here as well?
Yeah, actually, beside you, not too far from you, Captain Akul and 2 of his warriors have beamed down, and they are like disruptor pistols drawn, hands on daggers.
Yeah.
They are clearly not scanning. They are here to potentially kill Romulans. Which, by the way, I do want to point out that both avoid starting a war with the Romulans is a mission directive, as well. Avoiding or preventing combat is one of the things that gets you a bump in your reputation rolls.
Yeah,
Can I spend some time chatting with the Klingons, trying to just bring that energy down a little bit?
Sure. Do you want to do a whole roleplay thing there, or you want to do like a quick check and see how that goes?
We can do a little brief roll. Well, let's check and see how it goes.
Okay. So tell you what, why don't you give me a presence and command check?
I want to assist in this.
Okay.
With
And
my...
I work against them because I kind of want the Klingons to be jumpy.
Me too. I was.
I'll just say this. You're going to be rolling against a pretty decent presence and command check as an opposed roll.
Okay.
So, and actually, I'm going to spend a point of threat to get a 3rd die.
Okay. I would like to use my focus of diplomacy.
Okay, yeah, that counts.
I will spend a point of momentum to get a 3rd die.
Okay.
And we'll just see how this goes.
I am going to also use my diplomacy focus. I am also going to use my disarming nature, which lowers the difficulty of the task. And I am going to use my bargain talent, which is if I am negotiating during a social conflict, I can re-roll a d20 for persuading. And my advisor talent, which is when I assist another character using a command discipline, the character can be assisted by re-rolling 1d20.
I would re-roll that d20 that rolled a 20 there, Maddie.
Do that?
Yeah.
So
Maddie rolls a complication, and the Klingons pull out more weapons.
Yeah, just daggers from their boots, little tiny knives from their beards.
One of them has swallowed several daggers and just coughs them up.
Yeah.
Says I have a 14.
They just start arming grenades and sticking them on the floor
Maddie,
in front of them.
that went from a complication to a 2nd success, followed by another success from the captain, who rolled too many dice because Chesh doesn't know how to play the game.
Whoops.
Okay, so we have 3 successes.
Yes, which actually gives you 2 points of momentum, because I actually rolled pretty badly. I rolled an 18, a 16, and a 3. So, you know.
It's almost like this is the thing we're good at. High five.
Right? So, yeah, currently, Captain Uncle is basically all right, we won't kill on sight with the Romulans, even though I still think that would be the most prudent course of action.
Amazing. I use my everything I know about Klingons or my friendship with Tak.
That's the worst option.
Not very much.
Yeah. No. What are we talking about? I talk about Pilates is what I talk about. So I would like to get at least one other Klingon into Pilates.
Right.
You can tell them how much it's helped me.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the the relatively low-ranking soldiers that have been brought along is fascinated by this Pilates thing, and will try to look it up when he gets back to the ship.
You can come to my Pilates studio. See, you go like this, and you keep your core so tight.
I do like having a tight core.
Yes, it's wonderful to supplement your exercise, so you get nice. You stay nice and flexible and strong.
Those are both important aspects in a fight.
Yes, important, because you don't want to pull a muscle during your quest for glory.
No, I'll pull a muscle anyway. If it doesn't hurt, it wasn't a good fight.
Of course.
Is this going to end with a Klingon yoga studio?
It might. Maddie's creating a new cultural export to the Klingon Empire. Pilates.
Maddie's Klingon Pilates Emporium.
Yeah, okay. So we've turned the temperature down on those guys, and we're doing some stretching.
All right. I do think actually it probably is a good time to take a quick break. We've been doing an hour and a half. I could use a refresh on the drink, and I think overall, I think it would be a nice place. Actually, you know what? We'll finish this scene. So we got a few more things to do just for the scene, and then we'll take a quick break at the end of the scene. All right. So as you're scanning, what do you do about the fact that you now know where these pulses of energy are probably going toward?
I'm gonna
we
get
head
everybody to
there?
square up, and we're gonna work our way over there, but we're gonna be careful about it.
All right. Does anyone want to do any further investigation of that?
We're heading towards. There's a building that we're heading towards. Am I right?
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
the
but there's also a
energy all
bunch of
seems
other
to be-
buildings.
I think we're gonna like look in the buildings as we're going around them carefully.
Okay. So
I'd like to do a pass through at least one of the buildings so we can see what the inside of these structures look like
Yeah.
before
Alright.
we.
So getting into one, because all the doors are closed and whatever opening mechanism they were relying on seems to now be largely defunct, will require a fitness and engineering task with difficulty 2. Because today's
well-
the day for
I have an
unusual
11.
pairings.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
an
Sorry,
11.
this is what in engineering?
Fitness.
Fitness in engineering. Wild.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Of 11.
It's a day for unusual combos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only
Not my
got a
strong
12 in
suit.
that, but
You got more than me.
okay.
Yeah, me.
I only
Um,
got 9.
Can one of the Klingons, who I imagine are pretty fit fellows, help with this?
Yes, but if there's a success from them, it will not add to your momentum.
Okay.
Question: does a focus of computers, power systems, any of that apply?
No.
Okay. Do we have momentum?
You have 5.
Oh my gosh, I would
Use
love to
it,
spend a
use it.
momentum.
Only
Okay.
one?
What's the difficulty?
2, sorry. I almost said 3. It's just 2.
It's just 2? Okay, yeah, I should just need...
One
One.
momentum. Alright.
Lieutenant Matt the Moose Broker for $5 says, the Klingon had the reach, but the Betazoid had the flexibility.
Yeah.
Alright, and that is a success. So this, by the way, illustrates that you never know which combination of discipline and attribute might actually come up, because fitness and engineering will come up. So yes, Maddie, you use your understanding to figure out where the weak point is on this door that would allow you the most leverage, and you are able to just pry it open.
And then she looks
And-
over at the
Very tight
Klingons and
door.
goes, Pilates. And then walks through the
Pilates.
door backwards.
Yeah.
All right, so
Moonwalks.
inside, so this stale scent wafts out. It's like millions of years worth of dust have just kind of flooded out of this building, and it smells. It's just been in a really old building that's been largely abandoned for just a long time,
Musty.
and it's got that weird musty smell. Yeah, it's got that going on. Inside is dark, but you do have lights that you can put on, like a light from your tricorders. And the inside seems to be pretty barren. There are some shelf-like alcoves in some of the walls. There's some things that look like carved into the building benches, and some tables. And someone should give me a reason and engineering or reason and science task with a difficulty of 1.
Reason and science.
Not it.
Reason and science sounds good.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
Yeah, I
Hopkins
stuck with
thing.
both those.
Sounds like a Jopkins thing. All right, that is a success. So there is what looks like a jumper box that seems to be focusing the energy that is actually itself. Once you get a good look at this jumper box, the energy itself seems to be a coherent form of superheated plasma, which sounds dangerous. And that box is channeling it, and so it seems plausible that the other buildings also have similar boxes, which are all concentrating the energy that gets to them, and then sending them on down the line.
So these buildings are all part of like a power grid, basically.
It's a circuit board.
Yeah.
It's a really, really
Interesting.
big circuit board. Like a planet-sized circuit board.
If you would like to know
Oh, no.
more, you could spend a point of momentum on obtain information.
You guys want to? Let's do it.
We
Good.
should
Yeah,
always
that's good.
like to know
Yes, we're doing it.
All right, so your more detailed scans allow you a better resolution view of this power grid, and it is indeed all being channeled directly towards that building that's to the northeast. And it seems like this power is actually coming from a few different subterranean facilities, which you do remember seems to be a bit of a theme with the Tulikal. There's a lot of subterranean power generation that they've been doing on various planets, both for you and for the Lexington, although you guys are not super familiar with the Lexington's exploits.
We probably
So-
don't even know that the Lexington exists.
Malka would
Everyone
be
knows about
familiar.
Shelby.
Well, because Va was in service at that time, so
True.
she knows.
Captain Aquil says, "Are you done poking around in that ruined building?"
Yes. Let's go.
All right. All right, so
Yes.
that is where we're going to change the scene. So let's drop that momentum by 1, and let's take that quick break.
All
now that we
right.
are at a scene break.
Yes.
So everyone be back in a little bit, and we will continue on.
Okay. See you guys momentarily.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yay.
Hello there.
Hello. We're back.
Hello there, General Kenobi.
All right. So hopefully everyone who needs to has refreshed drinks, refreshed snacks, used whatever
Acquired
biological facilities they need. Yeah, acquired spawn. Human larva, whatever.
Dapper, you're the wrong kind of dinosaur for We're Back. That was a T-Rex.
I'm sorry, but I'm not a T-Rex. I don't know what to tell you.
What a Don Bluth reference, if I ever did fucking hear one. Wow.
Right, so,
Cheers.
I'm going to assume that you continue your trek towards the place where all this power is concentrating.
And we'll continue trekking through the stars.
Yeah. So as you are trekking on through the stars, although this is actually just a planet, you
excuse me, this planet is moving through the stars. We're doing both.
I mean, it's moving around a star. The star itself is moving through the stars. So in like a third level of motion, then sure. So as you keep going, you realize that this tall building is surrounded by a massive pillared hypostyle structure that's some 20 meters tall and over 100 meters square, and faint blue lines trace along the columns and walls of the building, clear evidence that power pulses through the entire structure. As you get closer, you hear You hear loud voices shouting to each other.
Are they speaking Romulan?
Well, sure. Yeah.
Are they speaking universal translatorish?
See, that's the thing, is I don't know how to answer that question because it's fucking Star Trek. And Star Trek works like this. Everyone speaks English until the plot says it would be more convenient for them not to speak English. So I don't know how to answer that damn question because it's Star Trek.
Oops.
Yeah.
Star Trek is really weird with language. It's not as weird as switching from the Stargate movie, where a huge plot point is just like language and trying to figure out Egyptian and whatnot. And then you go to like Stargate SG-1, it's like, no, everyone speaks only English, period.
All right.
I'm like, wait, wasn't that the whole point of the movie?
Because apparently the ancients speak English.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
As the captain, I am immediately taking the first action and going to the Klingon captain and saying, I think we found our Romulans, and we can dishonorably capture them because they sound like they're in trouble.
I don't like taking prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the humiliation they'll experience by being captured by warriors of the Klingon Empire.
Yeah.
I would not wish such humiliation even on a Romulan dog.
Ugh. You guys
I feel
really
like
just can't
Romulans
pick
are
a
without
lane.
honor anyway, so...
Yeah.
I suppose get between your insistence on a non-violent solution and...
No, a non-killing solution.
Vaz like drawing her sword, like, yeah, non-violent.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna try to expedite a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, as you approach the hall, you catch sight of a Romulan landing party and a tall, unknown alien. It appears the leader of the Romulan party is talking with a bipedal alien that is nearly 3 meters tall, with light green skin, wide lidless eyes, and a pug nose. The arms and legs are disproportionately longer than would seem to fit its frame. So it's sort of built like a
It's
like
built
a
like
spider
an alien
monkey?
from Signs.
Yeah, a little bit. Although it's not the same color. The alien's fingers are quintuple jointed, moving, and they are constantly moving in a flowing, almost hypnotic pattern as it speaks to the Romulan. You hear in your mind, "Welcome.
It's Italian.
I am Assessor Tredick. I did not expect additional visitors. May you be more congenial than these people." And as you hear that in your minds, he just kind of gestures. I'll say it sure would be convenient if the crew had another telepath. Lieutenant Matt the Moose Broker for $2 says, "I like this trill. She understands."
When
Commander
Fog comes
Duas
around the
is
corner,
really excited, and kind of just says back, like, "Oh, thank God, someone who can speak telepathically." Just like in a sense of relief, because that is easier for her than verbal communication.
All right. He says, well, these are most unhelpful, and I may be going back to the temple, and you get the sense that he's indicating the big hypostyle. Although these people seem to insist that you not be allowed to do so. I'll let you and them deal with that. So how do you want to deal with the Romulans?
I guess we should
Does that
talk.
raise us to war crime?
Well, you don't have to talk.
I will
So,
attempt
Boz,
to...
Boz, like, sword up. She's like, I guess we should talk. Swords
Yeah,
down.
So
I've got my phaser out, and I'm just like, oh.
There are a number of options, right? Like, there's negotiation,
Yeah.
there's fighting, there's stealth. Like, there are options here.
I'm going to...
Stealth is optional, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Just so I'm aware.
I'm...
Now, to be fair, we were told not to start a war, so let's do the talky talk thing.
Well, I mean, how do we stealth? Have the Romulans not seen us?
They have not seen you yet. You can see them, but they're focused all of their attention on the alien that
Okay.
you don't
I think-
recognize.
We should set up in an ambush, and rather than shooting, we can be like, "Hey, we've got you."
I
you know.
have an alternative idea. We let the Klingons set up an ambush, and we sneak around.
Can we?
So I will point out that there are about 8 of them. So
Oh.
there's
The
a lot
Klingons
of
be
them.
fine.
And I'm
gonna
actually going to
say
spend 2
mild
threats
kidnapping.
and say that there are 2 higher-ranking Romulans. One looks like a commander, and there's a sub-commander. No Dom commander, though.
Okay.
But all of the other
That's what I'm here for.
lower-ranking... Right. All of the other lower-ranking Romulans do have disruptor rifles, which is why I'm spending the 2 threat, is to give them all disruptor rifles, which would make this a significantly more dangerous combat than otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like we just go
Yeah.
around them.
I don't like the idea of leaving an enemy at our back.
We teleported in.
What if we teleported the Romulans out?
Into
Mild
space.
kidnapping.
Given the number of sensor problems, as well as the fact that you don't have a lock on anything like a communicator like you do for your own crew, it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
But it's
very
not
true.
impossible.
They would also be teleported with their weapons onto our ship.
What if we only
Technically,
teleport
don't
half of
have
them?
to beam them to the ship. We could beam them somewhere else, but not if you don't have a lock.
That's the only one.
I mean, I don't have the idea of going around them.
Well,
I feel like
I'll
our
tell
only
you-
options are going around them or talking to them right now is our best option.
I'll tell you how going around them would work. What I would do is I would make a gated task where there's a series of generally what it's going to be is it's going to be some control and security tasks, but it's going to be led by TAC, and it's not going to be like a whole group thing. But if there are complications, it will mean that probably someone else is going to have to take a task, and if they fail, that will alert the Romulans.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk, this will become a social interaction, which has a decent chance of turning into a shootout if it goes
Yeah.
poorly.
Yeah, if we
And if
talk,
you just start shooting, well, then you start shooting, and everyone knows what that means.
yeah, if we talk, this is likely ends in shooting. If we go past them, it means we get to the information before they do, and we can ambush them on the other side, which they're definitively
can-
not going to be expecting.
We can also liaise with this alien telepathically.
Yeah, but it's not going to solve our problems for us.
Right.
We have to get past the Romulans before we can really deal with the alien.
Okay.
All right, well, so, Tack, why don't you give me a difficulty 1 control and control and security.
Use momentum.
You do have 2 momentum, although it's only difficulty 1.
You're muted also.
I'm not positive that he's there. Tack is dealing with a little bit of a
I'm
tough time.
very,
Oh.
very sorry. I zoned out for a minute there. What am I doing?
Control and security to try to sneak around the Romulans.
I
Difficulty
apologize.
1. No, it's all right. All right, well, that gains a momentum, and you have completed that. So you sneak around some of the initial buildings, and the Romulans seem like they're getting frustrated with Tredic, who is not continuing to communicate with you telepathically, but is still verbally communicating with the Romulans. So give me a difficulty 2 control and security test their attack.
Use momentum.
I think TAC may have zoned out again.
My thing wasn't working. So
Oh,
what am I
okay.
doing? What am I rolling?
Just the same thing.
But
Just
it's-
roll it again, which is difficulty
Using
2 now.
momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am using momentum to get an extra dice.
You don't have any focuses like infiltration or anything like that, do you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, tactical awareness. Maybe no.
Okay.
Might
Well,
work.
that I would actually say that it does work. In which case, that means that that's 2 successes there, 2 successes there. All right, so you actually got
Impressive.
5 successes on a difficulty 2 check, which means that now your momentum is up to 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
And then, so you managed to get. You're now only a few more intersections away from the building with the hypostyles. So, give me one last difficulty 3 control and security check. You have 5 momentum. You could easily buy 2 dice if you wanted to.
Yes. Definitely buying two dice.
What do you think, Craig?
Yes, do it.
All right. So roll those 4 dice
So that buying 2 will put us
and
down
put
to
your
2,
focus
right?
on. Yep. All right. So let's
Wow.
see. That's 2 more momentum gained. So that means that you went up to 5, then down to,
Down to 2, I
2.
think, right? Yeah.
and then one back up by 1 by 2. So you're up to 4 now.
Yeah.
All right. So that means that we are changing scenes. You have successfully managed to get to the hypostyle.
Now we're down to
And
3
as you
momentum.
are getting there, you realize that Tredic is entering. And as he enters, some little barriers go up near where the Romulans are. But they don't go up near where you are.
Mhm.
Let's we go.
For our non-linguistically and architecturally inclined viewers, a hypostyle is a building where the roof is supported by pillars.
Yes, that is correct.
I know I just built one in Minecraft. It's fun.
Nice. Doesn't
Yay.
Minecraft not have any actual like structural integrity checks or anything though?
It depends on what mod pack you're running, but it has very
Ah.
minimal. So yeah, you can build lots of fun floaty things.
I like that Satisfactory doesn't, but you have to start building with connection to the ground, but you can just delete that afterwards and it just stays hanging. So in one of my maps, I definitely built a small scale Klingon bird of prey as a nuclear power plant. And yeah, it looked like a bird of prey, but it was actually being supplied via drones, so it didn't have a ground connection at all with nuclear power. And drones also took the nuclear waste away to a later processing facility. It was fun.
My favorite game for that is always going to be Ark, because you can have so many things dependent on so many other things. Like, oh, that's a cool base. Don't touch that stick.
Yeah, that's the stick that holds the whole thing up.
Holds the whole building up.
Mhm.
Stick, yeah.
All right,
All right.
so
Do we get in?
so as you enter the hypostyle, you see the entire interior is bathed in pulses of blue energy coursing through the conduits that are cut into the wall, pillars, and floor tiles. These veins of powers flow toward the central pentagonal pillar in the center of the hall, set upon a raised pentagonal platform. This is the tallest pillar in the entire hall, and it's in the middle, and the ceiling far above is wreathed in strong pulses of blue energy, as if the whole roof of the hall were acting as some sort of massive battery. Your tricorder readings indicate that the power available are beyond Federation scales of comparison, though it is clear that the battery continues to gather and store energy for some purpose that is as yet unknown. So basically, this thing has pegged all of your energy readings to the top of the scale. All you know is it's higher than the highest reading that your tricorders are capable of returning,
Wow.
which is dangerous.
3.6. Not
Yeah.
good, not bad.
Well over
Yeah.
9,000.
Definitely over 9,000. Do you know why batteries sometimes catch fire? Because you get a lot of energy in a small physical space. This is much worse than that.
Oh boy.
A shimmering column of blue energy swirls in front of the pillar facing the entrance, as if something is trying to take shape. Let's get a reason and engineering check, which might be Maddie, who might not be able to hear me right now.
No, sorry, I can hear you. I'm just.
Okay.
We had to find bunny ears.
Very
So-
important. Understandable. Bunny
Yeah.
ears are high priority.
Yeah.
Always.
What am I doing? A control engineering?
Reason and engineering.
At engineering,
Difficulty
if you
3.
have more than 12,
You have 3 momentum right now.
Yeah, I have a 15 in that. How many successes?
Oh,
Do
so
I
you
need-
need 3, and you have 3 momentum right now if you want to
I
spend.
would like to spend all 3 of that momentum, please.
All right. Well, that's 4 dice.
4 dice. Focus in computers, electroplasma power system. Thank you.
I'm going to say yes to the electroplasma power systems. There we go. I said it.
Okay.
I only have cat ears available. Do these count?
Yes.
Close
Oh,
enough.
perfect. Yes. Correct.
they are pink enough to count.
She's currently unpacking my stationery and ribbon drawer and handing me one by one. So
So yeah, that's reason and engineering. All right, that's 1 more than you needed, so you get 1 point of momentum back.
sweet.
So, some of the energy being collected by the pillar and the ceiling battery is being channeled into a transmitter array built into the materials of the hypostyle hall, though it is clear that something is preventing the transmission from displaying correctly. Something about the pillar of energy flow appears to be out of alignment.
Can we spend
You
the
could
momentum?
spend that point.
Then
Yeah, I was
Align
about
it.
to say, get more info, spend that momentum.
Yeah, can we get that point of momentum? I want more information, and I want to fix it.
All right. So, there are traces of tetrion particles infusing the pillar, which someone knows something about because he's a giant mega brain Star Trek fan.
It's really because I just ran a Star Trek Adventures module where with the the subspace bugs. So tetrion radiation was
Oh.
a big part of that.
Okay.
Nerd.
You could have just let me go on thinking that you had a vast encyclopedic knowledge of different radiation types in Star Trek.
I mean,
I
kind
mean,
of
I
does.
am still a nerd. Just
Yeah.
you know.
He does. He just got it from this.
Nothing wrong with being a nerd.
All right, if you would like, you can attempt a reason or daring and engineering task of difficulty 2 to modulate the energy flow so that you can try to dial in the transmission.
I would like to do that, please.
All right.
You found glue under the chair. Reason engineering difficulty 2. I would like to give you a piece of threat.
Okay.
And does my power system still apply?
No, but what are your other focuses? One of them might.
Warp engines, transporters and replicators, computers. Oh, thank you.
No, although you should have more focuses than that.
Well, I do, but it's diplomacy and empathy.
Oh, yeah, okay, those don't count either.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay.
pretty obvious.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
All right,
Oh, no!
so
Yes.
you suffer 7 points of stress
Ooh.
and fall
Ouch.
unconscious.
Oh, as like
Those-
electricity
tased.
just like shoots out of this thing, full straight to the chest, fly backwards, slam down.
Yeah,
That is, I think that's an injury
it is an injury.
because my
But I have good news. It still worked.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
And we got Haldnall with us.
Okay. And I think I just go like, I fixed it, and fully pass out.
And
Yep.
I'm like, oh, who's going to run the Pilates class tomorrow now?
So, now that Maddie is, Commander Doulos, Maddie's fine. Commander Doulos is now, like, on the ground, unconscious with a singed uniform. A swirling cloud of energy floating in front of the pillar soon coalesces into the form of a tall, humanoid alien. They are clad in a form-fitting dress with what appears to be wings on their back and a small, sweeping tiara on their head. They have short, dark hair, and the most striking feature of their face are the wide, open eyes that are solid blue with no evidence of an iris or a pupil. As their form takes full shape within the holographic shimmer, they seem to blink in surprise and then desperately reach a hand out to you and say, "I am Ashtamilia of the Tilakal. We are trapped and need your help. Please, can you..." And then a massive energy surge erupts and flows through the pillar, and the hypostyle hall surges up the column. The ceiling brightens into the intensity of a high noon sunlight, and then a deafening boom whooshes with a sudden release of power that fills the area.
Oh boy.
We're
So-
changing
that-
scenes, but it doesn't matter much.
So the princess is in another castle. Is that?
Did we just get
Maybe.
Mario'd?
Maybe, but also, Chesh, I did not gain a threat from that. I actually added to the damage that Maddie took in order to guarantee an injury from her complication. So my threat can go back down to 6.
The threat that I added was from her adding a dice.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind then.
Listen, I might not know how many dice I'm supposed to roll for my tasks, but I have gotten very good at keeping track of the momentum.
No, that you have. That's true. All right.
Yeah, Hobnoll would have dove immediately for Duelas as soon as that happened.
Assessor Tredic, this strange, lanky alien, appears in a pentagonal archway suddenly and says in your heads, "No, it is not yet time." Tredic glares at your away team with an expression that suggests both frustration and pity. The true way must be maintained. You have overstayed your welcome. You must now leave. Tredic splays out their fingers in a quick, intricate design, and the air shimmers with arcane symbols limned with electric blue energy. A holographic image of the alien form, the one that was talking to you, shudders briefly and then winks out of sight with the silent cry etched on their face. The tracework laced throughout the hypostyles hall walls, pillars, and flooring pulse with bright blue energy, and then you sense a surge of raw power all around that is both ear-splitting and hair-raising. In a moment lasting a long, deeply held breath, the blinding blue light clears and you find yourselves on the bridge of your starship.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 questions. Clarifying questions. First off, did you say arcane in nature?
I did. Yeah, they seem like they're like,
so
they remind you of like
magic.
Fantasy story magical symbols or like the Lesser Key of Solomon or something.
All right. And second question, the guy that was there was green and lanky, and the girl that showed up was blue, a blue version, similar?
Technically, you don't know that it was a girl.
The one in the dress.
Yes, it had the proportions of a human and did not look like the same species as Assessor Tredic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You all feel nauseated. You all feel nauseated and disoriented, but soon you regain some semblance of balance. Sensors indicate a massive planetary shield has shimmered into existence around the entire planet, and a technological feat that stretches credulity.
Dulles might have acted a little bit quickly.
Dulles is actually on the bridge, currently still, like, you're regaining consciousness, but, like, you feel like an elephant just stepped on your chest. It's not a fun time.
Okay.
Or maybe less lethally, you feel like you've been kicked in the chest by a deer.
And we have the scientist with us. What about the Klingons?
Yes. The Klingons are also not... Actually, they're not with you, but you do have a hail coming in from the ship.
Yeah, I immediately hail.
Captain Akul.
Yeah.
And Captain Akul is there. It says, Captain,
Captain,
you've been returned to your ship?
As have you.
All right. We were concerned.
So were we.
Frail Federation constitutions.
Well, I appreciate your concern. We're all okay here. We've got one going to medical. What about you?
My crew seem uninjured, but then again, we're Klingons. We don't get sick.
Fair enough.
Commander Vought, you happen to know that Klingons do not get sick is a not literally true, but common aphorism of Klingons that basically what it means is they don't generally let minor health problems inconvenience them. They just power through it because
rub some
fuck it, who cares?
Yeah. They're gonna walk it off.
Klingons are the assholes that come to work with their head under their arm and then get everyone else sick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then say everybody else is weaker than them.
Exactly. Well, if you don't show up for work while you're sick because someone else got you sick, clearly you are weaker. Because that guy showed up.
This is
Why
the
can't
most
you?
toxic work environment ever.
And then they spent 2 weeks in an empty office doing nothing.
All right. So, feel free to talk about any of that if you want to. Otherwise, we can continue on.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna urge everybody to sit down, including the scientist that's now with us. after the hail is gone.
We should contact Starfleet and see if they want us to do anything else here, because otherwise we should leave.
We should leave.
Well,
I agree.
It's funny you should say that because there's a blip on the sensors and Han Jopkins looks and is picking up a massive power surge building somewhere deep within the planet. A hitherto unnoticed emitter array flashes on the planet's surface and issues forth a bright blue energy pulse. You manage to brace yourselves before the energy smashes into your ship. On the main view screen, you see the space around you somehow fold in on itself like a piece of cosmic origami, and then a massive planet disappears from view.
You think they took the Romulans? I'm just gonna lean over to Ba. You think they took the Romulans with them?
Yeah, definitely.
Just as rapidly, the universe unfolds and Narendra Station pops into view some 2 million kilometers distance. You have been transported dozens of light years in the space of a few heartbeats.
I vomit. I absolutely vomit.
Is there a hairball in there?
Yes.
Back out.
Good. All right. So yeah, you're now back at Narendra Station. The Mupwit is there too.
I hail the station.
Well.
I go to the bridge and I sit down and I hail the station.
All right. Admiral Hebert is there and says, "You just appeared on station sensors, Captain. What are you doing here? Report."
I'm immediately taking a piece of gum out of my pocket. Well, we found a big alien, found a hologram of some other aliens, then the aliens decided we shouldn't be messing with their stuff and they sent us back.
Alright, the Admiral was listening intently and then says, "There's little time to lose. I've informed Starfleet Command of the situation here in the Expanse and they've agreed with me. The Romulans are up to something, and we're confident it's clear and present threat to the station and to the peace between us and the Klingon Empire. Klingon intelligence suggests that the cloaked warbirds are pushing deeper into unaligned space outside of the neutral zone in this direction. We've run out of time for either argue or confirm, so I've recalled the flotilla. General Kargan and I are putting the station and the entire sector on red alert. Dock as soon as you can. There's a council of war coming." And that
doesn't sound good.
is where we end, and we will pick up next time with the Displaced, starting with a war council when we do the season finale of season 1 of Star Trek Endurance. Thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. I've had fun. I hope you all had fun. Oh, and a beautiful face painting. Very, very nice.
Yay!
All right, bye, everybody.
See you guys
Bye,
for the
all.
season finale next week. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
All right.
That's